This is Tuomas from Wolfheart, and you are watching Steelworks.
To episode 26 of Steelworks. My guest today is Tuomas Saukkonen, a multi-instrumentalist and the man behind the vocals of Finnish melodic death metalers Wolfheart. The band has been raising eyebrows for some time now and has recently joined the ranks of reigning Phoenix music, for which the new album Draconian Darkness was released in September of 2024. The band is currently touring Europe supporting Dark Tranquility, and I secured some time to talk to Tuomas about the new label, the new record, and what's next for the band. Until next time, please leave a like on my videos, subscribe my channel, and follow me on social media for interviews with every sort of metal bands. Sit back, enjoy the interview, horns up, and stay heavy.
Well, first and foremost, congratulations on signing with reigning Phoenix music, man. I mean, of course that your previous label is a major on its own right, but I think that RPM will certainly open new horizons for Wolfheart. Have you guys had the time to digest signing to probably the hottest metal label around?
Yeah, it's like, and we see the deep, the effects of the new label. Like, I never done this amount of interviews with any of my bands and albums before, and it's, of course, I have nothing against Napalm, and I'm still working with Napalm because my other band, Before the Dawn, is still signed, and we're probably gonna do a new album next year. So I have very close contacts and relationship with Napalm, but of course, having this new energy from new people from the label, of course, that brings a lot of new ideas on the table. And this is already our 7th album, so I think this is super important for us to have this kind of like a new energy and a lot of new ideas and new ways of working, because you can get very easily stuck to like these certain routines with the label and inside the band. So if there's no outsider input or push to make things better and more efficiently, then you can easily get stuck and then nothing grows bigger or better.
Let's start talking then about Draconian Darkness. I mean, this is not just the new title of your new album, but in my opinion, this is also a statement. I mean, I myself haven't heard Wolfheart as gloomy and sorrowful and epic as with the new record. Did something happen with your personal lives, like some tragedy or something, that made you create such heartfelt music? And where does all the darkness on the new record comes from, man?
Well, I'm glad that you hear it so well that you even thought that it comes from our personal life. It's connected to our previous album, King of the North. Like that's a concept album about the Nordic and Finnish mythology and the old beliefs where people were praising like bears as demigods, as a king of the forest and stuff like that. And those times we human beings lived in perfect harmony with the nature. We respected the nature, we feared the nature, and we only took what we needed to survive. And also as a Finnish person, I have a very strong connection to the nature and to my surroundings. And when I came up from that rabbit hole of Finnish mythology, I started to look around a little bit differently, and I saw the world a little bit differently, and then I realized what the modern human being is doing to the world. We are just killing and burning. It's just that we seem to have very little respect towards the nature and towards the earth, and naturally we don't respect fellow human beings in much high regard anymore. And And this is what the new album is about. That's not my personal tragedy, but I'm just witnessing the global tragedy. That's where the Draconian Darkness title comes from. That is the legacy of humankind to the whole world.
Well, Draconian Darkness also sees Wolfheart take a giant leap in terms of structural complexity. I mean, this is not just a regular verse, chorus, bridge type of album, if you know what I mean, yeah? So there's a lot going on in terms of orchestrations, and then there are savage blast beats, like for instance in the song Grave. This is Wolfheart 3.0, in my opinion. We all know that bands evolve naturally, but did you also feel any pressure to show Reigning Phoenix that they once again bet on the winning horse?
Well, not really, because the negotiation took so long, which was a good thing. It's very important to be very thorough. But I already had the whole album written once we started talking, so the new music wasn't really a factor for them either. So I didn't feel that I need to prove myself in that sense. Of course, every album I want to top myself as a songwriter. I want the whole team in the studio to exceed themselves, because we owe that most of all to our fans. In a label, like when you look at the whole construction of a label and the band, there's probably like a handful of people from the label that is working with our music at the moment. But they are just a handful of people, and if they love the album, that's awesome. But that is not our audience, and we have thousands and thousands of fans that we want to surprise, that we want to have the wow effect when they hear the album. We want to impress them like we have done with the previous albums, I hope. So that is the main, if there would be any pressure, I don't feel that pressure in that way, but that would be from us trying to surprise and impress our fan base that has been following us for 11 years now.
Let me maybe put the question another way. Do you think that by signing with Reigning Phoenix, do you think by that somehow you got a boost, a moral boost, to that made you, for instance, be more aggressive or more flex or more, I don't know, more natural?
Not musically. It didn't have any effect on the music itself, but it did have quite a big effect on everything, considering the promo and the music videos and stuff like that. Because, I think the music should be just more the core of the music needs to be for the band, not for the label and not for the fans either. So, but we did have a different approach and different excitement also from our part when it comes to building up the promo and giving all the promo assets to the label. This is the first album ever that we are gonna do total amount of 6 music videos. We really wanted to put some extra work and effort so that the label can deliver the best outcome for the album, and we can say that we did our best as a band also. So it did have a really big boost, but it is not for the music, but it's it did affect our working moral. That there was a big boost. And of course, with the level that we do as a band for the promo and everything, we wanted to top our game. We wanted to be, we didn't want to be the weakest link. Of course, we knew that this is a big label, these are professional people, we want to be on the same level. But when it comes to the music, that was just us working in the studio like we usually do. So it did have, but it was an artistical boost that they provided.
Okay. However, this is funny because even though you signed with Reigning Phoenix, you once again bet on the services of Sakko Moilanen, as you were for almost, 10 years maybe now?
Yeah.
I mean, you could have pretty much chosen any other producer, but they usually say that you don't change a winning team.
Yeah.
Besides, Sakko's work with Wolfheart speaks for himself. Is he the band's fifth element in a manner of speaking?
I just, on the previous interview, I called him as a fifth member of the band, so yeah. It's not because the band has been evolving with every album, but also his skills as a producer, and he does our orchestrations. He's the first guy I test out the new ideas. I do all the demo versions of the new music at his studio. So he's part of the whole creation and then this like artistic process from the very beginning. So, and it's because he's been growing with the band. Like every album we done with him, the next time he has been even better with the sound engineering, with the mixing, with the mastering. So, of course, he kind of like, we don't need anybody better, because I know that with the next album we're gonna do, he's gonna be better even than he's now. So, and I am very Finnish and Nordic person. I don't like to get to know new people. I think I have already the friends I need for my lifetime. So this is ideal for me, that one of my really good friends just every year happens to be even more professional, more talented, more everything, and I can continue working with him and get the best out of my music.
Okay, that makes sense. Especially the part of you being Finnish and like, I don't want to meet new people. Yeah, it's a joke, but at the same time, yes.
I would say that I'm very outgoing and social when it comes to like being a Finnish person. But it's a different mentality when you lock yourself in the studio with somebody. Then the chemistry plays a huge part. So and that chemistry that we have with Saku, that openness and how I can just be myself with no filters, helps me to write better music also. So it is a joke, but I think working with him allows me to be a better songwriter than I would be with somebody I don't know this well.
Well, you have a very busy schedule with Moonspell and Dark Tranquility starting next month. I mean, this is as big as it gets. I mean, you can't get much better than this, you know. However, what comes next in terms of promoting Draconian Darkness? Do you feel, for instance, going on a tour, headlining maybe Europe or maybe outside Europe after this next tour?
After the European tour, the next one on the planning board is North American tour. That should happen in February or March. That's what we've been planning for several months already. And then hopefully another European run, or Australia that we did already actually this year. Then there's the festival season coming, and then we're gonna look into like headlining Europe again. But there's a lot of ground to cover now that we started the North American touring 7 years ago. That kind of like expand the whole touring thing, and 1 year is very short time nowadays when you try to do a few North American tours, few European tours and some festivals. 12 months just disappear from the calendar. So, but yeah, it will take 1 year for us to have a plan to headline again, because there's so many other things in between.